Hi guys, it's Natassia here, and today we're going to talk about goals or how to make goals a little less overwhelming. This is great if you set some New Year's resolutions and you're kind of feeling a little overwhelmed by them. I have been there, so I'm going to share with you guys what's helped me make my goals a little easier to digest and make them stick throughout the year. So for some background, as somebody with anxiety, setting goals for me in the past were really daunting because I would almost tie my productivity and self-worth to whether or not I accomplish my goals. So I would avoid setting goals only so that I wouldn't feel overwhelmed and feel like I wasn't good enough because I didn't accomplish all of them. So I don't know if you feel that way too, but if you do, you are not the only one. Trust me, I have been there. And it can be a little overwhelming because I think we see goals as like this ideal version of ourselves that we want to reach. And if we don't reach it, then we've failed somehow. So my first tip that's actually helped me tremendously is to stop looking at goals or resolutions in that way and calling them intentions. So I set intentions for my year. What do I intend to do this year? And to me, that sounds a little bit more inspirational. It doesn't seem as scary. I set intentions. So for example, one of my intentions this year is to plan my wedding, which seems like what? But for me, that is actually very overwhelming because I do not like planning events. I get easily stressed out when I have a lot of stuff going on. So it's a little scary for me, but I set it as one of my intentions because it is something that I want to get done this year. So instead of calling them goals or resolutions, call them intentions. I intend to do this year. And another thing that also helps is to attach a why behind it, because that honestly motivates me and inspires me to want to get the goal accomplished. So why do you even want to do this? Is there a reason behind it? And sometimes I think if we reflect on it, we may tell ourselves that we want to do something only because we think we should do it and not necessarily because it's something that we truly want. So try to think of a reason of why you want to get this intention done for the year. Here's an example. Say you want to get healthy this year. That's your intention for the year, like your biggest intention. Why? Is it because you want to think of your future self and you want to get healthy now so that you can have a better lifestyle and energy in the future? Those are important. Like, those are really motivating. Make sure when you're writing and thinking about that intention that you write that out. And it's not just, I want to get healthy. Okay, why? Like, why does that matter to you? Or say that you want to save money this year. Why do you want to save money? I want to save money because I want to start working on having financial freedom in 5 years. Those are so much more stronger and impactful than just saying, I want to save money this year. You see what I mean? And so set an intention, not a goal, and then set a why for that intention to really make it powerful. That's honestly helped me over the last few years to really focus and feel inspired to get my intentions completed. 3, something else that really helps is, what does success look like for that intention? I feel like a lot of us sometimes just say things like, oh, I want to get healthy. Oh, I want to make more money. Well, what does that look like? Is making more money? Is it you want to make 10,000 more a year? Is there a set date that you want to complete that by? Like, make it measurable and make it something that's attainable so that you actually know like what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to accomplish. Break it down and make it very descriptive. Like, what does completing this look like? So recapping what we've talked about so far, no goals or resolutions. We're setting intentions for the year. We're attaching a why to our intentions to make them powerful and inspiring. And then we're defining what success for finishing these intentions looks like. So we're making them measurable, we're making sure they're attainable, and we're making them descriptive so that we know what we're working towards, as opposed to just a very like vague idea, because that also helps make things a little less overwhelming. And then going into breaking them down a bit and making them easy to digest and easy to stick. One, and this is something, and I've had friends, and I've also been guilty of this, is when we go from 0 to like 100 with setting our intentions. Like, that can be very hard, especially when it's a new habit and something new that we're learning and trying to accomplish. When we go cold turkey on something, or when we go all the way to 100, like say you've never worked out or you've never worked out consistently, and then you're like,
starting in January, I'm gonna go to the gym 4 times a week for an hour each time, and then I'm gonna do that like for the rest of the year.
That is a lot. That is a lot for even me. So it's all about starting small. It's baby steps, right? And I know sometimes it can make us feel like, oh, but then it feels like it's gonna take me so much longer, but it'll help you set yourself up for success, because there's a greater chance that you'll stick to your intention for the year and not crash and burn, because you're going to feel overwhelmed because you literally went from 0 to 100 in the span of a few weeks. So baby steps. Start small. Say part of like getting healthy for the year for you is going to the gym more. Start off small first. Break it down so you build upon like this new muscle.
No pun intended.
And this new habit you're forming. And instead of going 4 times a week to the gym, like straight off the bat, especially if you haven't been going consistently, start off with, hey, you know what? On Mondays at 8 a.m., I'm going to work out for 15 minutes at home. I'm going to put on a YouTube video that's 15 minutes long, and I'm going to work out at home. Make it easy for yourself. Then after a week or two, then you can expand on that and be like, okay, on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 a.m., I'm going to do a 15-minute workout at home. And then as you start creating this new routine, then you can start going, for example, okay, now on Mondays, instead of working out at home, I'm going to go to the gym for 20 minutes. You're slowly training yourself to create this new habit without it being super overwhelming. Like if you want to do like 50 minutes an hour 4 times a week, that can be really overwhelming at first. And if you don't have the time and it's a new habit you're forming, it can just become very overwhelming, and then you're just gonna quit. I've been there. I have friends that have been there as well. And then something that also really helps is to make anything that can get in your way that you personally can control, make that hard for you to do. So an example of that is, say you're trying to not buy clothes this year. You don't want to buy and spend money on clothes. You want to save your money, and you want to learn how to shop your own closet and actually wear more of the clothes that you already own. But say, and I'm saying this because of experience, because I deal with this, you know that when you get stressed out or overwhelmed, you tend to go to retail therapy. Make that hard for yourself. Delete all of the apps. go on your computer and block those websites. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but it'll make it harder for you to do that, so that way it's easier for you to stick to your intention, which is to not buy any new clothes this year. And then one last tip for you guys before the end of the video is stop measuring your self-worth based off of whether you accomplish your goals or not. So say you have your goals for the year, you don't achieve all of them by the end of the year like you hoped. Don't focus on what you didn't achieve. Focus on the growth you had. Say you had a goal that you wanted to finish and you maybe got 50% of the way. Instead of focusing on the 50% remaining, focus on that 50% of growth that you had. Like, you went from 0 to 50%. That's a lot of growth in a year. Like, focus on that, and that'll help motivate you and inspire you instead of focusing on what's still there to achieve. You can always do that the following year. Use it as a guide, not as an end-all be-all, and tying your self-worth to your productivity or your output. I definitely think that's helped me stop attaching my worth to my output, is focusing on what I've gained as opposed to focusing on only what's remaining. And it's definitely okay to try to understand why you didn't finish your intention for the year. Is it because you didn't have enough information and there's still some things you need to learn? Were you underestimating how much work it would take to reach that end goal that you had? Or maybe your priorities changed, and that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Like, a lot of things can happen during a year, and if your priorities have shifted to something else, that's okay to acknowledge and accept too. Just focus on the growth. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hoped this video helped inspire you and help make goal setting a little less scary. If you're new to this channel and you enjoyed this video, I post videos about self-love and fashion every week, so you can go check those out on my channel as well. And I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Thank you. Right, Milo? Yeah. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Love you! Milo.